Welcome to the Pocket. My name is Scooter, and here for you today, I have a special guest, my brother Paul. We're going to talk about some MLB playoffs. As you can see, he's a Yankees fan, and by that, I am also a Yankees fan. I don't know too much about baseball, so that's why he's coming in. We're going to talk about the ALCS Game 1. The two-seed Guardians are traveling to Yankee Stadium, the one-seed, to play the first game of the series. And I'm going to be interviewing him to get his thoughts on the game and the matchup. Because, like I said, I don't know too much. So, to get started, I'm going to ask you, how long have you been intensely following the Yankees and the MLB?
Well, I'd probably say like early 2010s, 2012 probably. I have a vivid memory of, old time Yankees, A-Rod and CC Sabathia, late time Derek Jeter in their career. So that's probably when I started. And then, of course, they fell off the face of the earth after that. But we're here now, and we're ready. ALCS game one,
Yep.
right? We're all excited over here. So
The one seed?
the one seed, yeah, no,
Yeah.
everybody's saying we had the easy ride, but it's never easy. I'll tell you that.
No, it can't be. It can't be easy. And yeah, similarly, I started following football maybe 2014, 2015. I was a little bit slower to the chase of following my favorite sports professional league. But yeah, just to give you guys some context of how long Paul's been following baseball and the Yankees. So he's going to inform us today. So what do you think are the key factors for today's game?
I think some things that can definitely make a difference in the game, just from the standpoints. It's a very windy day, and I mean we live in New Jersey. We're very close to the stadium, and the weather always does transfer. And I have to tell you, it is blowing out. So any ball that is hit well and deep in the air,
Yeah.
it's got a chance to fly, and that's got to be a good feeling. When you're the home team and you're hitting, but it can also be a little scary too.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously the stadium's going to be packed. It's 45,000, 50,000 people.
Yeah.
It's gonna be full, and it's gonna be full from the first pitch. It's exciting. Aaron Boone has made some great managerial decisions so far. He hasn't made a bad one, but you got to look at the other side. The Guardians have a brand new manager, Stephen Vogt. It's his first year, and you never know what you're going to get with the first year manager. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, maybe some rookie mistakes from the first year manager in a big spot.
In a big spot.
Yeah.
It's you've seen it in the ALDS Class A with the blown save. Maybe left them in a little too long.
Yeah.
But that can happen.
All right, so that's the key factors for today's game. So can you give us the Yankees starting lineup?
Sure. So leading off, second base is going to be Gleyber Torres. He's been decent, pretty well. A spark for us so far this postseason. We got obviously Juan Soto, big name. He's hitting second. He'll be in right. Judge will be in center. We'll get to that later. We got Austin Wells catching. He's going to be hitting cleanup. Stanton's in the 5-hole. He's the DH. Chisholm's playing third. He's batting sixth. Volpe's playing shortstop, batting seventh. Oswaldo Cabrera, I think, will play first base today. If it's not him, it will probably be John Birdie. If we see Anthony Rizzo this series, it will not be until late, game 4, game 5, if it has to come to that. And then I think Verdugo's going to get the start in left field again. A couple numbers to look at. Alex Cobb's pitching for the Guardians today. Soto's 7 for 11. Obviously a small sample size, but 636. You can't really shake your head at that. You're seeing the ball pretty well. On the flip side, Judge, he's 3 for 12 with 5 strikeouts, so he's struck out almost half of his at bats. But you never know what you Judge. He'll strike out sometimes.
Yeah.
And then the big man from last series, Stanton, he's 2 for 14. But again, all small sample sizes. I'm gonna take it all with a grain of salt. So it's I'm excited. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and you mentioned before the video to me that the lineups aren't out yet. This is a projection, right?
This is a projection, but they have if anything would be to change, it would be either John Birdie going to play first base for Cabrera, or maybe even Dominguez going into left field for Verdugo. But other than that, I think your 1 through 7, they're going to be your starters the whole postseason. They're not going to get a game off. So
all right.
That's a good thing.
Anything else you wanna add about the Guardians pitchers, or do you want to move on to the Guardians lineup?
Well, going deeper into the game, you definitely don't want to be behind. They have a very good closer, Manuel Clase. Obviously, he did blow a save, but he also closed the game out in Game 5 when they needed him the most. So he's a great player. He is. You don't want to see him when you're down by a run or two or three. So they have a strong bullpen, arguably stronger than the Yankees, and but the Yankees bullpen, they have yet to let up a run this postseason. So it's
Pretty good.
well, it's going to be a good matchup. Something's got to break, right?
Yeah, something's got to break. All right. So I guess now it's time for the Guardians lineup once again, projection. But
That's right. Again, this one I'm not as obviously being a Yankee fan. I don't see the Guardians play every day, but this is what they went through mostly in their ALDS series. They had Juan leading off, David Fry batting second, Jose Ramirez playing third, Josh Naylor at first. Between Thompson, Brennan, they'll be in center or right. Sometimes they switch. Andres Jimenez will play second. Bo Naylor will catch, and then they have Rocchio at shortstop.
the two brothers.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, but that's all. Speak of the devil, Josh and Bo Naylor. Bo Naylor, he had a decent year, but Josh Naylor had a break. He had a breakout.
He's the guy.
He gets to hit behind Jose Ramirez too. So Jose Ramirez coming up to the plate today, he's going to see Carlos Rodon. And 43 plate appearances, he's hitting 230. So, there is 45 at bats. That's a little bigger of a sample size. So we'll see. Ramirez is a switch hitter, so he'll be hitting from the right side of the plate today, or at least to start the game with Rodon. But it should be interesting. 233. I don't think he had a home run. He had a triple. But yeah, I kind of have a feeling that today will be the day Rodon gives up a home run to Ramirez. But that's just how it goes.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us a little more about Rodon?
Rodon, well, when we saw him pitch in the ALDS, a lot of people said his first inning out, he looked like the best we had seen him so far. He really did. He was throwing high 90s. His all-speed pitches were perfect. They were hitting all his spots. He struck out the side. But we think he ran out of gas because by the fourth inning, he fell behind. I was at the game. He fell behind to Salvador Perez 2-0. Perez hits a home run, and then, you kind of see it, and you've seen it all season with Rodon. He gets into these, he just gets nervous and scared, and he becomes a two-pitch pitcher with his fastball and his slider. He likes to use them both, but if he doesn't mix in his third pitch, his changeup, he gets to be a little predictable. You know what I mean? So especially when you're hanging your off-speed pitches with two strikes, it can be easy to hit.
A little quick on the fly question. Do you think the pitch clock is maybe wearing him down a little faster?
It could be, but he, that's something where, by this point, it's been in for this amount of time now. He has to, be an athlete and get used to it.
That's
so,
right.
and I'm not knocking him. I've been very happy with what he's given us this year. So I'm excited to see him go game one. I think he deserves it. So he gets fired up from the crowd, and it's a good time.
All right, the rest of the guys?
So, the bullpen, we're going back to it. Very strong. I think it was 14 innings or something. They didn't allow a run in the ALDS. Very, very strong. And like I said with Boone, Boone didn't make a wrong choice. No run scored. So, likely today, if the Yankees have a lead going deeper into the game, we'll see Clay Holmes come out first, just like in the ALDS, followed by Tommy Kahnle. And Luke Weaver will likely, he'll definitely close the game if it's a closing opportunity. And he's been lights out too. He's been very strong.
All right. So we'll move on now to the keys to a Yankees victory. What do you think is most important for your team to execute to get a win today?
Well, I think the biggest one to start is to score early. Alex Cobb is not. Now, let me take that back. When Alex Cobb played for the Rays 10 years ago, he was not an overpowering pitcher. But nowadays, he will touch 95, 96, but he does have a good splitter. I think another key is for the Yankees to be able to see that splitter and not hit into all the double plays that we hit into. If they keep their eyes up in the zone. I think with the wind blowing out, they might have a good chance to elevate some baseballs. And I think another one is for Rodon to have a quality start, at least 5 innings. Like to see him on the winning side of it. And I think that's, your three biggest keys to winning the game today. Strong defense. You can't knock that too. You got to put that in there. But yeah.
All right. So speaking of wins, the Yankees are favored. They are 1.5 point favorites. The Yankees -1.5, and the total for this game is 7.5 runs. So that would be a Vegas projection between 4-3 or 5-3 in favor of the Yankees. So what do you think about that prediction? Do you think it's a little low? Do you think the Yankees are going to win by more or less?
Yeah, when I first saw that number, it really jumped out to me because it was. I thought it was really low. I mean, we've seen Rodon let up 4 runs in an inning before. Alex Cobb kind of been the same way. These teams are not. This is a must-win game for both teams. You don't want to, especially New York. You don't want to lose a game in New York, then go into Cleveland, knowing you can get swept and lose the playoffs in Cleveland. You want to win all the games at home, so it's important for them. But I think prediction-wise, scores, I think we're looking at like 7-3 Yankees. I think we're going to go way over, and I think the Yankees are going to win by, well over 2 runs, I think, if it's a good game, and it should be. It's a beautiful day.
So you think the over and Yankees cover the spread?
Yeah.
And you kind of already said why. You think the wind, just the being at home.
Being at home, it's going to be a rowdy crowd. I think, especially if the Yankees, if you see the Yankees put up 3 runs by the 4th inning, you will see well over 8 runs scored in the game by both teams, I think.
Okay. Wow, so that'd be really high.
That's it, yep.
So that's pretty much all we've set up so far. But one question I do want to ask you is there a player on the Yankees who maybe isn't like Judge or Soto who you think could really help them win today? Maybe a sleeper per se.
Well, the guy's been doing it all year round, and he hasn't really been getting much love for it. Our cleanup hitter, Austin Wells, we have needed a lefty to fill that spot, and he had a clutch hit in game 1. He's been very strong. Volpe's had a good postseason, but I think Wells is your guy. If you're not looking for a real big name player, I like Austin Wells, especially against Cobb today, righty.
Yeah,
he likes that.
Maybe place a bet on Austin Wells to get an
extra
RBI
base hit, RBI.
Base hit.
Yeah, no, they're all good.
All right. Well, that's going to be all we got for you today. We covered quite a bit of stuff for the first game of this series. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll do a video for each game. Maybe we'll do every other game, or we'll see how it goes.
Reaction.
Right? So maybe a reaction. Yeah. So it was fun putting this together. It was fun having Paul on. This is my first ever guest. I guess we have our second guest too, our cat Milo, who's made his appearance quite well known right there. But so that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys all for watching. Leave a like to support the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about what Paul said about the game? And subscribe if you aren't already. And until then, I'll see you. Peace out.